Cause I'm a renegade. Never been afraid to say I got mollywopped and thrown off the motherfucking tier. Cause I'm a renegade. Never been afraid to say that I got mollywopped and thrown over the tier. Oh, school bus cleanup, baby. School bus cleanup, renegade. J. Manos. I thought you don't shoot down, bro. Now, renegade, I don't fuck with your shit because you a bitch. You one of them dudes that is you're just annoying, bro. To the point where, I mean, it's a struggle. Your contradiction, your hypocrisy, the way you troll. I mean, I can see your archetype as a dude, correct? You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, got way better energy today. DCOs did give me a razor. So I just want to say, look, here we go. Check this out.
Try to embarrass me. Well, to clear things up, because I do have a lot of subscribers who I owe an explanation to, for them, for the regular civilians that don't know nothing about the gang life. I was 15 years old. I was on the east side of Tulare in my neighborhood. And as I explained, it was a school bus of high schoolers. Picked
a certain way. They don't look at us like we were part of them, because and the Southerners looked at us like we were from up north. So we had to mix both styles and come together with something that belonged to ourselves that was unique. Yeah, and I started getting involved little by little, but I also started using drugs. So I wasn't paying too much attention to the street regimens. That's when my boy Steven Mraz and David Coronado, they used to always be on my bumper. They used to be like, bro, you're messing up, bro. You're not following the rules. But I didn't know nothing about no rules, because in YA, I wasn't following rules. I was taught to, yeah, I was taught to be like rebellious and just stick up for myself.
Absolutely.
And then I wound up going back for I shot a school bus with a 20 gauge single shot, threw the gun. Think the homies pick up the gun.
California was a city of Southsiders, but they don't have a high school. So the school bus would go pick up high school students from Pixley. A lot of them were Southsiders, and drop them off on the east side of Tulare at Tulare Union High School. And then they would go to school, and then all of a sudden we put in work. There'd be school brawls. They put in work on us. I remember they jumped my homeboy bad back in the day. Bad. Like my homeboy looked like the dude off the Goonies. There you guys. Yeah, knots everywhere. I never said we just dominated Southsiders. They did their part too. They put in work. Southsiders put in work on Norteños on a consistent basis. So I was 15 years old with a 20 gauge single shot sawed off. And I seen a Southsider that was at the school bus. I recognized a Southsider because we got into it with him. I didn't shoot at a random school bus of kids. It was high schoolers that were, a lot of them were Southsiders. Not all of them. I will clear that up. Not everybody on that school bus. But I specifically ran up to that school bus and shot at the window in which I see the Southsider sitting. I didn't even hit nobody. Shot at them glass. That was it. Ran off, threw the gun. That's it. And then I wound up going to CYA for that. So they try to twist the narrative saying that I shot at a bunch of kids, little elementary kids, and then saying that was the real reason I went to prison, which in reality, I told everybody I went to prison for strong arm robberies, working with big homies, gun enhancements, and gang enhancements. But they're really trying their best at the same time having me blocked so I never see it, so I don't combat them, but they have an opportunity to convince a small amount of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, renegade doing some cleanup, huh? You remind me of a certain debrafer called John Villa, bro. You out here cleaning up shit, huh? You're out here cleaning up your mess. Look, I don't give a fuck that you shot at a Southsider on a school bus. You shot at a school bus. First of all, you should have probably been severely disciplined for that shit. But then again, you're from another region, and I don't know. You know, you were doing a lot of fucking S and Y lingo in that video, bro. Butthurt that we're pointing out the obvious because your hypocrisy just oozes out. Smells like PC mantequilla or some shit, bro. Yeah. You know, dudes like you are despicable, bro. Again, it's one thing for you to change your life. It's one thing for you to want to preach a positive message. But we all know that you're just a fucking PC troll, bro. Simple. You fucking mess up stories. You tell the narrative from your point of view. You're constantly taking shots at the culture from up north or from down south. Constantly, bro. You get triggered by the comments. Hey, I think all content creator goes through that. But what you would do is you go make a whole video out of somebody's neighborhood, bro. Don't even know nothing about it. Hey, but you reached the epitome, right? You go Adam 22, a culture vulture. And on there, you're just talking about how you would gladly have a junior badge. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody that chose you, you sent this information to the fucking Hudas, bro. Who you working with? The feds? The police? You know, like some special YouTube law enforcement, bro? You're despicable, bro, and you sit there and you constantly condescend, fool, and you don't look like you could win a fight to save your fucking life, Lane. You know, it looks like you were a YA crash out, baby. Let me put this up here. Even though I know J Manos ain't gonna watch this, supposedly, and I'm glad. I saw that video. I saw the intro, bro. I don't really want to hear your fucking pathetic ass excuses for being such a peseta troll. But apparently, some people from up north just kind of clipped you with that fucking school bus video. Let me just say, last year, when I knew I had to book Peseta John, I practiced on you, bro. I mean, I crowned you for that week the king of the PCs, but you are the warlord of the PCs because you hold grudges still, bro. You ain't let go, bro. You know what I'm saying? You haven't let go yet, bro. So, you know, warlord of the PCs, I mean, I believe this is what you get. And I'm glad that I guess the Northern Territory clipped the school bus video. When I saw that video on another fucking Leva YA lane, you know, Skinner, I thought it was ridiculous. And I was like, bro, ain't nobody ever brought this up. So I took it upon myself in this video here to put that out there. Shout out to John Diesel, who piggybacked off of it a little bit. So shout out to him. And then I revisited the school bus incident. And maybe they used it and now they got you all triggered and butthurt. Fool, you're a lame. You shot at a school bus. That's despicable, bro. And you're out here talking about true crimes. You know what I mean? And here's the thing, man. You're long gone. You're far away. You're probably on the fucking police payroll. Nobody's going to do nothing to this lame. No, nobody's going to do nothing. Nobody's going to go out of their way. You were insignificant when you were locked up. And see, that's the problem with a lot of you fucking PCs, I noticed, bro. It's like you just can't let go of the life you used to live. You want to hold on to some semblance of being important and being that guy and rising through the ranks and everything you saw in the movies. And then you get to prison and you realize you ain't cut out for it. And then you crash out, boom, like a crash dummy up against the wall. And you guys are made to be ridiculed on the internet. I truly, truly, truly believe that, bro. I truly believe that. I am a self-admitted troll. This is what I want to do. The good old great 160 plus thousand subscribers, Renegade Media, out here doing cleanup. I don't care there was a Southsider on that bus. I don't care that the Southsiders will put in the work. Don't try to clean up that shit now. Don't. Southsiders are historical, just like some of your kinfolk from up north, bro. But you are a troll and you disrespect and you know this. Absolutely, 100%. You know this, bro. Let's watch something else.
But they're really trying their best at the same time having me blocked so I never see it, so I don't combat them, but they have an opportunity to convince a small amount of people with things that they think that would really ruin my credibility or ruin my reputation or ruin my image, which you're more than welcome to try. Everybody has given me a chance to be.
Whatever. Peseta gibberish. I just want you to know, and a lot of people to know, let's just remember, this is another guy like Peseta John who spent most of his time on an SNY yard. He was twice removed. And then he PC'd up with the 25ers. And then I guess another PC, which makes him a quadruple entendre PC. 4-time dropout. You know what I mean? To me, a dropout in life. I got more work I got to do on you, bro. I've caught you up in hypocrisy, and I've caught you trying to condescend down to game members, and I'm going to save that ammo for another video. I just thank you for responding to the school bus, bro. You see out here, Bam Bam out here. Ooh, I got the PCs on my strings. I'm like the puppet master of the PCs. Ooh, renegade. Never been afraid to say I got removed in any single day. I'm just trying to freestyle. I thought you were a rapper, bro. You should remix that. Cause I'm a renegade. 4 times removed, quadruple done time, drug dropout. Cause I'm a renegade, thrown off the tier and mollywopped in my motherfucking cell. Cause I'm a renegade.